and welcome back to the semi-annually recorded commentary of a race that happened years and years and years ago. I am Matt Ruda. As always, joining me is the one and only, thank God, Ilya Babansky. How you doing?
You're correct, the world doesn't need more than one of me. Hello and...
Or me!
Very fair. Hello and welcome, and today we're coming to you from the circuit of however the hell the French pronounce it. Either way.
I pronounce this sort of like Owen Wilson's wow. That's just how I say it all the time. It works. I mean, I could say it in the native German.
I mean, that's the effect we're gonna get when we're racing here. The one of complete misery.
Boom.
Yeah, so narrow street circuit as Squid it will now demonstrate.
So here we go for a lap of the Pro Street circuit. First turn, full throttle, then you want to brake immediately as you get into a straight line here. Try to hit the dip on the inside of turn 2 to get the car turned around. You can get on the throttle pretty early thanks to that. And we are onto the only actual straight on the circuit. This is probably also the best overtaking spot in the race where you can almost fit two cars. Down into the next turn, which is a long left-hand uphill turn. For the next turn, it's the slowest turn on the exit on the circuit. You don't want to hit the inside curb because it will shift your car into the outside wall. There's a crest that will help you get a turn so you can get on the throttle pretty early. This next one is a left-hander. You can almost take it full throttle, just a slight lift to get the car turned around. And then in this next turn, we are going to hit the wall for good measure. It gives you extra speed, I guess. This is a long one, so lots of coasting. Then in the next one, you want to just hit all of the curbs to get the car slowed down, so you don't have to brake as much. Down into this left-hander, and we get to a right-hand hairpin downhill, which also has a dip on the inside that you want to hit to get the car turned around. Then this next S section, just hit all of the curbs on the inside except for the last one coming up in this right-hander, because that will put your car into the outside wall and pretty much kill your race. And after that hectic lap, we have completed a lap of the Pro Street circuit, and this race will be a disaster.
And thank you very much for that lap, Squid, if you ever gonna record that. And on that note, we have our grid for the first race, please Squid on pole with me on row 1.
Gooses and Jim, make up row 2.
Trempel and Neon Tiger on row 3. This is very mixed results compared to usual.
Yeah, Mr. Bob in 7th, Master Ponchik in 8th. This is weird.
The other Squid in 9th, Holy Moose, and Magneto S in P10.
Cool K without a car emblem in 11th with Carl PC 200.
The first day in the main is accompanied by Matt on row 7.
Followed by Echo and Powers 2,440.
Well, this
and that's it! Yay!
Yes, this is our grid, 16 cars, which is probably more than enough and a little bit extra for a circuit like POW. Very narrow, very... requires a lot of patience, let's say, from a driver.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it reminds me a lot of, what the hell is this?
That's the starting grid.
It's very French. And that it doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
It sure doesn't. It looks like we're going for MotoGP starts here.
Yeah, sort of, but somebody forgot to tell them to bring the bicycles.
Oh boy.
I mean, where else in France are you going to get an event on twisty streets with bicycles and lots of testosterone doping? But here, in the BTCC series, sponsored by Backmarkers F1, God help us, we already have 4 red lights, 5 red lights. Everybody prepare your anus, we're going to die, and we're go. It looked like we had a bit of a jump there from a couple people, actually, as, oh my god, this isn't going to go well.
This is a swarm of angry BTCC cars approaching the narrow streets of POW for turn 1. Looks like a customary pushing and shoving into turn 1, but so far everybody's facing the right. Whoa! There is more banging. Oh boy. Yeah, I know what I said. We're approaching turn...
Well, you did say passion instead of pushing. I think that they're getting rather passionate right now, nice and close and tight to one another. As we're approaching, I think that hairpin-ish? Or did we just go through it?
Yes,
I don't know.
this is the hairpin, the turn 3 hairpin. Very, very narrow with high curbs all around. Cars that slowly trying to navigate there through.
Ooh, there's something in the back.
Oh, there we go. There's a car around. That'd be Powers 2 for 40.
Yeah, it looks like Holy Moose had a hell of a time off the start. He's 7 seconds now behind second to last place. As as it was mentioned. Oh no, calamity,
There's
death, destruction,
there's
a bush,
Oh,
shrubbery. Here, through the shrubbery comes Mr. Bob, who is missing all his arms and legs now.
What is his good now? What? But yeah, there is one camera that is nowhere to be set up. Is that turn? So only a matter of logic that the first incident happened there. As we approach the turn 1, which comes after the bend and into directly heavy braking as well, Trump is facing the wrong way. Go figure.
Yeah, tried to drift a little too much there. Yeah, that one camera angle reminded me of oh no. As Cool Kid, I think, just collected him. And now everybody's trying to figure out how do we navigate this.
I think he's
this looks
stuck on the curb as well, as we see his left front not rotating at all.
What the hell? Oh god, more glamour.
There you go. They're finally able
This is
to
fantastic.
go. So this is the main problem of Bao. You are not able to go anywhere if you're facing the wall, and we have a full course yellow. Oh boys,
Oh god.
boys.
He just Grosjeaned, crashing under yellow.
We're under caution. No Ericsson inside. Please, just keep in line.
Yeah, I was about to say that one camera angle reminded me a little bit of Baku with Baku with what's his face, with Leclerc, where the camera just stops and then you hear crash and the camera slowly turns.
Yeah.
Oh, as you already see, that's what happened to Holy Moose there. Got
there's
turned
another
before
car.
anything even happened. That's interesting.
I like how we see the perspective of Powers, who just forgot to start, probably for his benefit.
Yeah, probably. So we're about to see what happened to Holy Moose here. Not the best start in the world from the Swede, but he is driving a Toyota. It looks like he's going to pinch a car on his right. Yep, just kind of pinched a car on the right, and well, 3 and 2 don't go unless well, we can't talk about that now because back markers F1 is child, and Moose deciding easiest way to turn around is to head on a wall. He must be assembling some IKEA furniture, as we now see Kogi just gets squeezed and squeezed and squeezed. Nothing he can really do. Bad times.
Yeah, it looks like the drivers elected to go 5 wide into the first kink, which is an interesting strategy, Cotton, and it did not work out for them. As we see, that's the gaggle that happened. It happened before Powers. Somebody went very slow in the hairpin, and you don't have vision, so it's blind. Oh, that's what happened to Bob. He clipped the inside and got turned around, and then everybody else went out of their way to help him rotate the car back
He
around.
only lost 2 positions and all that because he kept getting pushed across the track. As we see Neon here taking it very slowly, but yeah.
Yeah, you have nowhere to go here. There's basically one line, and you spend so much time airborne that the brakes literally don't work.
F1 would be fantastic here.
Deadly is the term I would use.
I mean, the grid could use calling some of the worst drivers.
So like 90% of them.
Yeah.
A 2-car French Grand Prix at Macau. Sorry, Pau. No, we don't.
Macau?
No.
A French Grand Prix in Macau? If he was in Portuguese, at least he'd have been half right. Alright, so we're coming to you live from...
You could wait a bit. It might become French again.
Oh, it'll be the Chinese Grand Prix soon if you piss them off. Anyway, back to POW. We're back to racing now, I think. As we see Squid getting off the line and trying to run away. He knows what's coming from behind, and it's not friendly. Somehow he's bleeding a race. Usually pretty quick, but not up there at the top, so that's impressive to see. We'll see how this turns out as Matt is retired from the race, probably from getting pounded left, right, and center. It's frustrating as we see a Danish. As we see a Dane in doing Danish things.
It looks like both.
Another Dane doing Danish things, and what? Are you high?
I think he was looking at the minus a little bit too much and forgot where the road went.
To be fair, I mean, we all have that problem where we just look at minus a little too much, and it's just like, oh, the minus, and then crash.
No, I think that's just you.
Oh, that explains so much. Moving on. As speaking of things that are never mind.
Move on.
Yes.
Move on.
We're not going well already, are we?
No, we have over an hour of this thing left, so.
Oh,
this
Lord
is fine.
help us all. Oh, as we see another wall rubber there with magnet. That turn, well, it'd be nice to see exactly what they're running up against, but, well, camera angles.
A
what
wall.
Are they?
Most likely a wall. He lost position to Mr. Bob, it looks like, after that incident. Was it? No, that was Neon Tiger. They all have similar cars. They're all red and black of some variety. So that's very creative paint jobs, lads. As we see a battle that would be for PA. Oh, that's Maestro fighting the wall and the other one.
Oh my god, this is comedic.
Looks like Maestro decided to go for a 2-for-1 deal as he experienced both headbutt impacts with 2 walls. As there's Trampel who ended up all the way in the rear. That is Mr. Bob facing the wrong way before turn 1. Trampel gets 2 positions in 1 turn, completing an overtake on Powers and completing pass, I guess, on Mr. Bob, who's now all the way down in 15th out of 15 running. There is Neon Tiger and Magnet fighting for 5th. Good race start for Neon as well.
Yeah, this track reminds me a little bit of Macau without the long straight and shorter. There's just like this whole section where you really just gotta just wrestle the car through and, well, pray that someone doesn't try to get cute and overtake you. And then the curbs are interesting. Very, like I said, during, which nobody heard because it was during the, god, Calamity now with Georgian. And Gem Knight getting past him in a rough and tumble manner. Here's a view from the Master Ponchik incident. Just, that was a, what? Oh, he just went too deep. Then hit the wall, bounced up in the air, backed up into somebody, then found another wall. He must have been on the vodka when he was driving this.
Yeah, it looks like Gem had a separate incident right in front of him, and that's what happened. Just loose on the brakes.
Yeah, brake lock.
Which is
the
interesting.
Gem tries to recover, and then he just does Ponchik just does backs right into. Ooh, Bob there tapping the wall. That's not good.
That's what happened to Bob. A little bit too tight. This is also a corner that has exactly one line. You get it wrong, there's nowhere for you to go. There's another front-wheel drive car sideways, which is, it looks like a unique proposition for this race.
Oi. So we get the view from Gem Knight now, just coming around the corner, and all of a sudden there's a Russian. Tries to avoid you, but hits the wall. And yeah, now this is I like this track. I want them to race F1 around here now.
It would require marshals to show yellow flags very fast and drivers to actually take care of them.
Yes, then it would require a series of balls, but we don't have that.
No, not for a long time. As we proceed to spectate the battle for... What is that? That would be 4th already, with Maestro catching up to Magnet and Neon, or as they catching up again.
Touchy.
There we go, pushing and barge, and we're going proper BTCC racing, boys, as Magnet just moves Maestro out of the way for a little bit. And Maestro returns the favor with a little bit of a butt touch.
Yeah, as we see you flying down the field, I thought that it just really compact, but then, no, you're already a lap down, I guess in the pits or something, as Carl's also in the pits. Don't know, gets too much damage or something like that.
Yeah, I believe it just did not count the lap, because I had to tow to pits after the incident. because the car was literally Austin Powers with the entire field coming up, so I believe that's the timing error.
Fair enough. But yeah, so let's see. Squid is still in the lead with Goonsis 2 seconds behind. That's interesting. And then there's a huge old gap back to Gem, and then everyone else and their mother is having some sort of calamity here, there, or everywhere. As we see a really tight race though right now going on between Maestro, Magnet, and Neon.
Magnet is looking for a wider light into turn 1, maybe looking for a late braking zone. Interesting idea. I was about to say did not work out, but I ate my words already because they're side by side with Maestro. Maestro is the one that will take it 3 wide when he least needs to, so boys, you better sort it out fast. Neon just lets them go and kill each other, it looks like. Very early braking from the American. Magnet is a little bit sideways, Maestro looking for a pass, not gonna happen in a hairpin just yet, so both of them passed Neon, who's now down to 6th position, and it looks like these two are just running away.
Yeah, Neon broke a little bit early for the first turn, and I thought that was tactical, trying to bait, wow, Magnet blinked there for a second, into the inside move. Didn't quite work, but then again, now it's looking like, well, he's just breaking early. His Magnet is now brushing walls and touching Maestro in inappropriate ways. Maestro is through now, though. Magnet is now back into the loving arms of Neon and locking up like a mofo.
Oh, Magnet's having a little bit of issues.
This is going to get interesting. Yeah, this is going to get interesting.
Magnet is in the BMW, which is the only rear-wheel drive car on the grid. So if he overheats the rears on this track, the tail's gonna step out, and that's very bad news. As Gemknight sets the fastest lap for himself, I believe, trying to catch up to Guns. Is still 13 seconds between those two, but as we know, anybody can get into an accident here. So who knows?
So we see more locking going on up ahead as we have a really locky Nematus. That's going to allow Moose to just slide on by. Carl has retired from the race, so we're down to now 14 runners. And let's see. Nematus isn't going to just give it up that easily. A little bit of lockup. Moose trying an outside swing around. That'll become inside for the hairpin. And he should have this locked up, I think.
Will Echo try? Echo tries round the outside, and he does it! Round the outside into the hairpin. And away he goes. Great overtake. Well, re-overtake, I guess, by the Dane. Moose slowed down a little bit too much, but he had to. He had to stay on the inside of that hairpin, which requires basically to go stationary.
Yeah, that was... I didn't realize it was that tight of hairpin until he tried to navigate it, and quickly realized, yeah, Moose... Well thought move, but not going to work out considering the geometry of that hairpin. Now Trimpale is all over Moose's ass, and he wants by. Moose, though, is holding firm for now. I'm going to try to get Nematus back at some point. Let's see, are there any other battles going on track right now? Not really, that I can see. Magnet and Neon are 2 seconds apart now. So this is the main event. Let's see what happens here. Moose, is he going to try to throw it down the inside into turn 1 after the kink? Will he go for it? Doesn't look like it, but it looked like... Did Nematus lock up, or was that Moose? I think it was Moose.
Lots of tire lockups from everyone, and that's me catching up to that pack, by the way, so that might become a 4-way dance real soon, as Nematus just says goodbye to them all and just tries to drive away, while the rest of the field figures out their cultural, emotional, and other differences, as Trempel just drives around Moose, and there's another attempt on Moose round the outside, and it works again!
Speaking of cultural differences, he tried to dive straight inside again. This time gave it a little bit more room on the inside, so he didn't have to quite stop for it, but taking it all the way up and over the curb to the wall, that was a hell of a move.
Thank you, that was unexpected. I think I saw a little bit of red in my eyes at this point.
Oh yeah, I don't blame you. I know the feeling very, very well. You've probably noticed me. Like, I'll reach a point in the race, if I just get locked in, I just shut up and go for it, and all of a sudden, yeah, I try to pass everybody. Sometimes it looks really nice on camera, and sometimes I fuck up. But it's neither here nor there.
Yeah, I think the suggestion to just avoid going too wide into the hairpin went out of the window for all drivers at this point, because we saw 3 moves there already in race 1. And looks like Nimedes is now gonna be under attack because both me and Trempel are catching up rapidly.
Ooh, Trempel, a little bit on the... You might have a run going in here, and, well, we've already made the outside work once, why not twice? Definitely have the run, but will you be able to complete the corner later on the break? And will you be able to make it? Yes, a little bit of a tap there, just a bit of a how's your father doing, but made it through into the hairpin, no diving move from Trempel. As you whip your ass back and forth. Is that like the BTCC mating dance? Is that how you present yourself?
That's just a sign of intimidation, you know.
Oh, I see. So it's like a T-pose, but with your ass.
Yes, I passed here, and I also wiggle my ass in your face, so... It's basically... yes, basically a teabag. As Nimedes finds himself in front of a big, fast back once again, looking for an outside move yet again. Jeez, I seem to like this. Outside moves didn't quite work this time around. As while this battle is moving, we have 1 lap to go, and I want to notice that Squid is 7.5 seconds ahead of Gunsis. Looks like Gunsis just gave up on the whole shindig, as there is Neon Tiger very slow again.
Yeah.
That's another position for this pack. Yes, even Moose passes, so now it's a 5-way dance to the line.
Oh boy, this is gonna be crazy.
Dive down
right
the
now,
inside!
Nice!
That's
I was about to say, Nimedes is about to get dunked by all the teabags because he's got an angry pack behind him. We got 1 down. I mean, you had the best chance. Trempel also, just knowing his style, will probably just, slide around. Is he's going to go for an inside move, maybe? Nope, Nimedes shuts the door while Squid actually just stays behind and decides, I'm not going to participate in this. Neon, well, I mean, he's close. If anything happens with this pack, any calamity, he's going to be able to take advantage.
Oh, that's our leader! That's our leader! That's Squid in the wall!
Squid, please.
That's a bit of a commentator's curse, I guess. We saw Cool K right here losing it. That's what happened to Neon. Touched the wall, but it... Oh, I was about to say did not spin, but he did spin. Ended up facing the right way, so he didn't lose too much time, but he lost 4 positions after that exchange, as we see the entire field going by.
Yeah.
And that's Squid. It's the same turn, it looks like. Going in a little bit too fast. That's the corner. That's the exact corner where the guardrail steps out a little bit. It caught so many people already, and he had to do a 17-point turn to get out of there.
Actually, decently well executed on the turn, but now there goes Gunsis right past him. There, yeah. I wish he was here commentating with us just so we could hear his sadness.
Oh. Oh boy.
As that replay lasted a little bit longer, now we're going to cut back though to the group of very, very, very angry gentlemen. I think. I don't judge. It's 2019.
Right. Okay. Trempel is all over the rear of that Toyota, looking for a dive inside. Oh, and well, he just tries to speed him out of that again.
He's still doing it. He backed off as if to say, "Oops, shit, my bad," and then just decided, "Nah, actually, you know what? I'll have that."
Borderline personality disorder for the car 17 for a moment, as he proceeds to chase down the number 38 Toyota. They'll have 1 more lap to sort it out, so we can expect even rougher moves as I just drive away, thankfully. Oh, Nimedes goes deep, and Trempel spins himself. Neon Tiger helps him. Here you go, bud, just go in front of me, apparently.
It actually looked like he got turned, though, with the front end. We'll have to see that on replays, get another replay of Powers. He's going to do the same thing. Bang, car doesn't turn, bang, bang, crash. We've seen the same thing over and over again. A decent spin around and back to the action. Now, what I'm really wanting to see is this right here. So Trempel is coming up right behind Nimedes. Nimedes locks up. Trempel kind of goes with him. And then, yeah, it just looks like Nimedes is like, hey, you wanted to touch me earlier. Here, have some revenge. Bang.
Yeah, looks like yeah, he was unstable going into the turn, but the problem is he hit the Dane, but the Dane was all alongside the wall, so there was nowhere to give. So he ended up on a shit end of a stick and lost a few positions. Now he's in P8. for the final lap.
A lot of late drama going on right now as we see Gunsis trying to navigate the very end with Squid behind. Gunsis fucks up. He's going to still lose position, but there's not much track left. Can he take it all the way to the end? Whoa!
Gunsis took it very safe as Squid just threw caution to the wind. And he actually cut down half a second in that turn alone, but that's not close enough as Gunsis crosses the finish line in first to take race 1 at Pal Circuit. Whoa,
that was definitely interesting. I got a he had locked. He was 7 seconds ahead, but he did what Ayrton did back in the day in Monaco, leading comfortably, but decided to keep pushing it. At the end of the day, wrecked himself, and yeah, I totally for whatever reason the S and Magneto OS at the end there and Master PO combined to Maestro PO, which I was just like, that's not very. But then I realized it was my own mind making that. As we're
there's another car.
As we have somebody's in the wall. I don't even know who it is. It's one of the white ones.
Wow,
that's funny. Deliveries are either black and red or like straight white.
On non-existent. That would be Powers, who had to do another 3-point turn to get out there. He's now down to P12 from P11. Kulke sneaked by at the end as we just have Echo finishing the race in P14, and the last driver crossing the line with a little bit of a wall tap to just finish off that car that did not bring him any luck. So Gunsis, our winner for the first race out of 3, he now has 153 points, still in 4th in the championship. Not the greatest of starts for the Latvian. We're now about halfway through the season, but that's another win under his belt, and he will definitely want to add 2 more to his record this weekend.
Yeah, without Sharky here, he really shouldn't have any competition on raw pace. I mean, Maestro can, on a good day, get close to him, but I think Gunsis is a more complete driver personally, so hopefully, well, for him, he'll win the next 2 as we see him crashing into the wall. Gunsis won that race from Spooky Squid after a valiant effort from the Swede, but in the end, one mistake, and that's all it took. Gem Knight rounds out the podium with Ponchik in 4th, Magneto S in 5th, Georgian P6th, Holy Moose, Nemetis, Trumpale, and Neon Tiger finishing out your top 10. A good race, with Georgian getting a time of error.
I am an error, thank you very much. In 11th, Mr. Bob, 50 seconds behind the leader, the rest losing out more than a minute. That's Kulke in 12th, Powers 240 in 13th, and Echo 51 in 14th. We have 2 drivers who did not finish. Carl PC200, I believe, retired after the first lap incident, and Matt followed suit a couple of laps later.
Yeah, so getting ready for race number 2. It should be, well, if the first race is anything to go by, pretty exciting, as we see Georgian parked up nicely for the steward's crane to, well, you know, assist him in removing that wreckage from the track. So round 14 from the Circuit de Pau. And apparently, do you want to turn on filter keys? I don't know what that
difficulties.
We're going to keep on going. The weather is overcast, 90? I can speak English. 19.4 C track. With an air temperature of 17 degree Kami units. Yeah. Should be exciting. Different weather. Looks like it's going to be a little bit cooler and a little bit darker, so we'll see if that has anything to do with tire wear. I'd be interested to see how much of a factor that played in this track. It doesn't look like the most abrasive surface, but yeah, it could be wrong. And yeah, what else can we talk about in the interim here?
It'll be more interesting regarding brakes and the braking momentum of cars, as well, you can't afford to lose the car on the brakes. You can't afford to lock them up, as we saw many times in race 1. Also, I was about to say that if the track temperature is 90 Celsius, we would be having a whole different race.
No, for sure. I think, yeah, I'm trying to imagine Malaysia-like tire disintegration on this track. That would be a bit of a calamity. As you see our names there in the commentary box, so send your hate mail to one of the 2 of us. I promise not to read it. And yeah, the astute viewers of Backmarkers will be proud to know I'm wearing pants for this commentary, so that is an improvement over many commentaries before. As the grid is now, well, gridded up, as we see the Swede looking to make amends for his little oopsie in the last race. This grid's automatic, otherwise I'd say he's taking a very aggressive positioning, pointing straight towards Goons's line.
Yeah, I was gonna say the entire, well, left row, if we're facing the racetrack, just decided to face away from a wall just in case.
It's probably for the best, as we already have lights 2, 3, 4, 5, and we are... Wow! As we see a good start there from Goonsis, and a good start from Squid, to be fair. Goons is getting the jump a little bit, and here comes Calamity. I'm prepared for anything. Hold my beer, watch this, as we have a
Maestro sneaking by.
Coming in. Maestro.
Sneaking by with the help of his teammate on the inside, and trying to attack Squid. Squid gonna find through turn 1, but then we have two teammates side by side into turn 1. Oh, Squid just moves both of them out of the way!
Squid was having none of that, but it causes, though it might not have caused, that was a little bit further behind, but we have cars pirouetting around like a Russian ballerina, and yeah, Svetlana was definitely shaking her ass today, as we have a full course yellow already. I found that quite funny. It looked like Goons has checked up just a slight little bit there to allow, to slow Squid and allow Maestro to take him, and then Squid just said, man, fuck y'all, just punted him. That was fantastic. I love this. This series is great. As we're going to see the start again from Cool K. Really tight there. Everyone getting really close together. That's a BMW that didn't have a fantastic start. I'm a little surprised. Is it? Yes, it is. That explains it. Oh, as we see Cool K getting done from behind, tapping Neon a little, and then coming out no worse for wear. But there's going to be a little bit more Calamity coming up here if I got my white cars right. Let us see. Oh, he touches the wall. Yep.
Oh, almost flips. Oh, another almost. Yo! That was a ride for Cool K.
And Neon is really slow. I don't know. He's not normally the fastest starter, but he seems to be really slow off the go here. Let's see what happens here as he sees Cool K just touch the wall, and then... that was the undercarriage to the face. We have liftoff, ladies and gentlemen. And no Halo is going to save you from there. Now here's a little touch-up between his Goons is on the outside of Maestro, or inside, excuse me, and then is just like, oops, and then Maestro gets put. Maestro just eats the tire wall. Oh my god. I'm sorry, Maestro, but that was just fantastic. I love it. He uses Goonses to take out his teammates. That was the perfect pull shot from Squid. I know he's a fan of BTCC Volvo, but geez, that's a BTCC maneuver to perfection. And we saw what happened to Gemini, who's now all the way last. After that touch between the Swede and the Latvian, he ended up just turning himself in the rear quarter battle of the Latvian. So how did the Latvian get ahead of the Swede? Looks like the hairpin, because afterwards it was full course yellow. They couldn't overtake. So looks like Gunsa sent it into the hairpin and got the lead back. I guess. That's interesting. Anyway, as we're about to go back to green flag racing, thank God we don't have the safety car here. I remember when we tried to do that for that one series, and holy crap, that was a pain. Oh man. One day, maybe it'll work. Today's not that day. As the green flag is now going to commence lap number dos. Squid and Goons is both getting off pretty well, pretty equally, as we see Maestro now eager to make up positions. Looks like he's going to dive on the Dane and make it stick. Nice move. And now we have a Russian surprise. A little bit of a slide there from, I think that was Bob. Trempel now looking to make a move. Looking for a dive for Magnet. Magnet saw him come and did not cut back, because otherwise that would have been a big instant there. Approaching too wide, never mind. Magnet just gave up on that. Lord. Russian collusion looks like in the making, as Maestro and me are in the wall. Yeah, are you going to call that wall Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan? Moving on.
No, just Alaska.
I am sorry, Maestro, but watching you get torn up is funny. Basically, you get a little bit of a tap to Mr. Bob there. You got the worst end of it from behind, and then just basically said, "No, Maestro, you're not going to get by me that way."
Oh
God.
boy.
Why is it so entertaining watching Maestro get fucked up?
Where do I start? As Maestro is now dead last and will have to come back together with Gemini, who is still in 14th. Well, they have the whole grid to pass. They still have 9.5 laps to do it. Looks like we avoided another full course yellow as drivers sorted them out faster than usual, or the race control just gave up on life as Neon Tiger. Looks like he locked up all 4 wheels as he did a big slide, and there would be Maestro sneaking by Neon all the way in the last place. That's surprising.
Yeah, it is. Neon just doesn't seem to be on his game this race. Sliding backwards, making mistakes. So, where do we have the field now? Everyone seems to be setting fastest personal, the top 6 at least. Squid literally a second behind Goonses, with Trempale a second behind him. So we see a little bit of a wag there from Magnet as he gets a little bit unsorted. He fucked up.
Trempale did a crossover on Squid and spins himself around again. Take a drink. Oh, Jesus, that was a close call for Moose.
Yeah, hang on, where is my whiskey? I'll take a drink if I can find my bottle. There it is. Ah.
There's Trempale trying to cross
Salute.
Squid over. Squid is a little bit deep, but he gets loose a little bit, side-by-side contact, and Trempale was on the limit of grip already, so it sent him going. There's a view from Moose. That'll be an entertaining one. He has a car to his left and a stopped car in front of him. Jesus Christ. He definitely needs a new fire suit at the stop.
Yeah, nice avoidance there by Moose. Yeah, I mean, it was a good idea from Trempale. Execution, I think, was okay. We just ran out of grip, and then, you know, one thing led to another.
It's just 2 cars into one, not going. A little bit of collision mechanics being wonky at best. So now we have the most OP back of a grid, as we look at everyone who's not in the top 10, and that's Gemini, Trempale, Neon Tiger, Nimedes, well, one of those things is not like the others, and Maestro.
Oh, you are so mean. You know, I just had a thought. We should, you know the mod for the 1990s, this circuit.
1990s what?
F1.
Oh, please.
We
have enough depth with front-wheel drive, barely 250 kilometers an hour cars. You want F1 here?
Yes. It'll make the death more exciting.
And faster, I guess.
Normal death is boring. Speaking of normal death, we see a lockup there, and quickly pan away before I can see what the car is. Pro editing there. It's edited just like the Bohemian Rhapsody movie.
Yikes.
Hey, fantastic, amazing performance by Rami Malek. Editing was piss poor at best. It's like the editor who forgot Khaleesi had a cup in Game of Thrones.
Oh, we have another move around the outside of a hairpin. I seem to favor this place a lot.
What is it with you with the outside of this hairpin?
Apparently this is my favorite place to overtake, as another position gained, this time on Mad. Round the outside, round the outside, round the outside.
Round and round you go. Where you'll stop, God only knows. As speaking of someone who has stopped, Maestro has retired race. I guess just decided to go pet his cat or his bird or whatever he does. I don't remember what it is. Don't at me.
Wow, you brought up old things. Jesus Christ.
I mean, I am old, so...
Yeah, accurate. Once again, we have 14 drivers left in the race. Looks like one of those just didn't start this time around. Gunsus has a 2-second gap on Squid. That's not too bad for Squid, knowing how he can turn the jets on, as we have a battle between Magnet and Mr. Bob once again with Squid in front of him. That's for the podium, by the way. This guy's
this is gonna get intense.
Having a good race. Looks like Magnet finally lost position to Mr. Bob, and Moose is able to fend him off using all the available space in a little bit of restricted airspace. Just getting a good launch out of a hairpin. That's Matt in turn 2 using the runoff to just get himself turned back around. He'll have to let the entire grid by. That's the worst feeling in the world for a racing driver, just standing there waiting for everybody to just drive on by. Neon decided to give Cool K a little bit of help to turn in that hairpin. Turned out a little bit too much.
That looked like the collision mechanics in 101 because it didn't look like physically he touched him, but car obviously jumped as otherwise his Trempale. Holy crap! Taking an aggressive line there as Gem in front of him gets a little bit sideways but manages to control it. And of them, Echo locks up, trying to make the corner, and this is going to get exciting. This track seems to be really conducive to these little battle packs, which bring a whole lot of fun and excitement, and usually carnage and death. But, you know, one usually results in the other.
Looks like a full car battle now for P7 with Powers leading. He's not the fast driver on this circuit, but again, it's easy to catch up. The difficult part is actually overtaken here, as we see Gemini just sending it inside of Echo. Side by side after turn 1, Echo will have the inside, but he will have to close it out. Oh! Hello.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh 9. Scheisse.
Well, Trempel is in the wall. We should stop that drinking game before it becomes lethal. That's how Matt lost it a little bit. Into the wall, bounced out of a wall. We have a car around the outside, and that looks like the overtake. That's how it was. That's how it happened. A little bit of a touch from Matt on the wall, and that's another one. That just looked like a spin. Just plain old spin.
Yeah, Matt just kind of lost it. I think Matt was very courteous to you, and that he could have probably let that car ride a little bit, cut you off. Is what are we going to see here? Trempale, got up on the curb. Yep, got up on the curb, and then got himself right in that little joint in the Armco. As we see another spin here from Matt, facing the wrong way, and well, I mean, that's a terrible position. Like, how do you get yourself out of this? How do you get yourself out of this? Oh my lord! Oh Matt! Oh Matt! He's doing it so slowly too. He's just like, well, like you said, it's like the Austin Powers scene, just back and forth, back and forth.
Basically, that's the problem. If you spin, you better hope you end up facing the right way at the end, because otherwise you're gonna have a bad. Oh, that's a little bit of a slow getaway from Moose and Magnet, because and now I'm suddenly behind those two. Now that Gemini and Trempel decided to remove themselves from any equations, and Moose decided to slow the field down a little bit. Yes.
Wow, harsh. And I decided to throw my microphone around. Sorry for noise, but you know, it wouldn't be a backmarker's cast if one of us didn't have equipment failure. In this case, mine just kind of slid off on my desk. So we have two battles now going on. Your little dance with Moose and Magnet, and now this angry battle pack between Trempel and the Matus, Cool K, and Neon. Neon, who hasn't been on it, I think is holding this pack up. Trempel is in the back, but arguably the fastest driver of a lot of them, or at least the most consistent.
Wait, did you just call the driver who spins every fucking race consistent?
Yes, because he consistently spins. I mean, he came back to win in Latvia, didn't he? So he's got something working for him. And so we're entering halfway here, or over halfway. And
aren't you supposed to be good at maths?
No, I'm supposed to be good at engineering. We make our math work with intolerances of bullshit factors.
So the last lap and a half were the bullshit factor, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
So that's how it works. And that's that's why American planes.
That's what I tell myself anyway.
And that's why American planes only work half the time. If you ever need to move proof. Oh, we have another contact, and Nimidas now has a little bit of dizziness.
Is that a? Oh, look! The little lamppost kind of looked like a wheel. I'm like, someone's. You also cut out there on my end. So when you said we have another contact, it said that like we have another And he stopped. I was like, excuse me?
Another one
the
bites
answer-
the dust. Oh, that's another son! Jesus
Oh
Christ!
God! Oh, what the hell? Verstappen moved.
Everybody's alive, surprisingly. I don't think any walls have been touched, even. So, both drivers held it well. As we see, Mr. Bob improvising with his entry and completely balls up his exit as he's now getting stuck in the wall there in turn 2.
Yeah, indeed. That was some creative lines there, as Magnet is now the cork in the bottle, as we see in the ooh, slid wide, tapped cool K, round and then, well, had to try to negotiate his way out of that. Now a view from the Holy Moose. I don't remember which incident is this. Is it going to be Moose?
Oh,
yeah,
taps the
tap
inside.
the wall. Yep. Tappy, tappy, tappy. And so that knocked him back a couple places. Now from Gem Knight's perspective, he's a little bit sideways here. And just going to understeer, oversteer, all the steer except for straight.
Nice save, though.
Yeah, very. Gets it done. No, Mr. Bob. Oh, what the hell? That was almost so cool, and then it wasn't. As we see, Gare SNCF is that way. I don't know that. I don't know if we want to go to Gare.
Well, anyway, I'll just avoid. Yeah. Trampel completes an overtake on Cookie for P11. A bit of a nightmare race for the German. Through the field, looks like we have a couple of battles. Mr. Bob and Gem Knight fighting for 6th position. The 3rd place on the podium is under contention. And Squid is still maintaining the gap to Gunses after all these laps, still under 2 seconds.
Impressive work. Squid is definitely on it at this track. He definitely likes it for some reason.
And he sets the fastest lap for himself at 1:23.2, cut another 10th out of Gunses' time.
Still could be on here. Lap 9 of 11 with, well, a podium fight going on right now for 3rd. Magnet, you okay over there? It sounded like you just snorted something, and that stairway thing looked like something inappropriate in the background. Anyway, moving on. As Magnet got all crossed up there, it looks like you're going to try to take advantage and dive up the inside. Will we see this move come to fruition, or will we just gently tap him into the wall like we saw earlier on in the race with Spooky Squid and the Deep Snout Conflagrate Motorsport cars? Did I get that right? No, Conflagrating Deep Snout Motorsports. That's what
there you go.
I knew it was some combination of words that make no sense in the English language or any language
Oh,
thereof.
there's a car in the background just dead. And just wait for DTM. They made another team name.
Oh, Lord. Yes, DTM starting soon. For anybody who watches these videos, come and join, unless you're like me and your schedule sucks. And you can't, in which case, you can listen to our lovely live commentary, in which we get to do all this, but live, so Georgian can't edit out all the naughty bits, and I can get fired for my job. Coming soon to a YouTube and Twitch broadcast near you.
To be honest, for things we did in the last 6 years,
Something like that.
I'm pretty sure they have enough blackmail to fire you, so I guess you have some merits to keep you in your seat, contrary to
Yeah, I guess so.
everything else. Alright, we have 1 or 2. Did Gunses cross the line? I'm not sure. I think he did. So we have 2 more laps to go in this race. We have a battle for P10 between Neon and Trampel. Trampel thought about the move in a kink. Thought better of it. Looking for a move into turn 1. Bouncing off the wall. Looking for a dive. Never happened. And he goes off the curb again. The German learns nothing as he tries his best to catch up. Neon Tiger catching up to Echo in 9th place as well. So it's going to be another possibly 3-way battle. Trampel, what are you doing?
He's using the old Gran Turismo 1 trick, if you ever played that game, or I think it was Gran Turismo 2 as well. Just hitting the walls at the right angle, you could just go run faster than if you slow down.
And it looks like he's still right behind Neon, so I guess it worked. The tire barrier bounced him right back onto the track.
Yep.
Let's see. Still 2 seconds between the leaders. Oh, look at the time difference. Gunses 1:24.4 with Squid 1:23.1. 1.3 seconds. Looks like he lost out on the previous lap because it's still 2 second gap. Unless Gunses is just managing the gap keeping it at about 2 seconds and turning the jets on when needed. He has one more lap to survive.
Yeah, it seems like it. Squid is definitely going for it. I mean, he has nothing to lose. You got ahead of Magnet somewhere. Where did you get ahead of Magnet?
Turn 2, we had it on screen, you genius.
Yeah, I know. There's so much going on right now. That was probably when I was making my joke about getting fired, which is only half a joke. Moving further back down the field, Mr. Bob here behind the Holy Moose, fighting their way for P5 and 6. Moose locking up there with Mr. Bob. Just nothing you can really do there to take advantage unless you're crazy like you and go around the outside. But it looked like Moose had that line covered. So now we go back up to the leader here with getting ready to come around for the final time with Squid. Well,
Squid is close.
Second took out of this.
Yeah, another half a second. Looks like Guns is just taking it slow in the last lap as Squid wants to get flying out of the turn. Though Swede is not making any compromises. He wanted that lead, but it's just too far away again. As Squid finishes in second with Guns taking the lead. Once again, this duo just stayed where they were, and this is a battle pack heading into the last turn. It looks like a little bit of a graphical glitch. So we have a battle for 5th place. We have another
Lord.
battle brewing. Trempel completes an overtake on Neon and is hunting down Power Stats at the bottom end of P10. Echo is now flying away, trying to just avoid this group as much as possible. They're heading to the finish line. Is there gonna be any sort of draft available for Trample? He goes out of a draft for some goddamn reason and finishes in P10. That was a couple of battle packs heading towards the finish line.
Yeah, no, that was definitely intense. I think that Trempo was just trying to get who was behind him? Neon. Oh, Nemedis. Please.
Quick turnaround.
Please, Nemedis. Oh, it's like Baku qualifying all over again.
Basically, well, yeah, a couple of battle packs, looks like closer racing and a little bit cleaner, dare I say, in race 2.
A little bit, yeah.
Drivers are slowly adjusting to the unforgiving streets of Pau. Guns is taking another win and propelling himself to 3rd in championship. I guess he passed Maestro, who did not finish this race. 174 points for the Latvian right now. Chasing Sharke, if I were to guess.
Sharke, I think it's Sharke. Or is it Jeke? I don't know who. Anyway, so, to go through your top 10, the winner was Gunsis. Spooky Squid ended up coming second, with Georgian rounding out the podium after some nice driving on the outside once again. Magnet OS got P4 ahead of the Holy Moose, Mr. Bob. Gem Knight 657, I think you have to say it like that to emphasize the capitals. Echo 51, Powers 2440, and Trempeo.
Neon Tiger in 11th place, not the best race for the American. Cool K in 12th. Nemedis, after a few adventures, finishes up in P13, and Matt, the only driver, 1 lap down in 14th, with Maestro bowing out after a couple of laps.
Yes, sir. So, race number 3. It's all one more time around the streets with all the chaos that ensues. We have clearer conditions, quote unquote, but saying damp. Oh no. If there's water on the track, that is not going to be good. With a track temperature a little bit higher, though, 19.1, and air temperature being the same of 17. How that works thermodynamically, I don't know. I guess the sun's more radiative. Yeah, moving on. As we see a random... This looks like that Cristiano Ronaldo bad statue. You know, the one? It looks like that. I don't know what the hell that's supposed to be. It looks like a midget alien.
There are crosses at the bottom of it, be careful.
Well, I mean, you could technically say an angel is sort of a midget alien. They're typically cherubims, and they're not from this world.
I just know you too well, so I decided to just, you know.
Yeah, I know you know me too well. Angry Catholic, send your mail too. Anyway. Oh god.
Matthew Ruda at Scientology.org. That website, that email
to the
does not
mothership.
As we have a little bit of lights required for this race, it looks like it's late evening and a little bit of overcast conditions. So lights are on with 15 give or take angry bees ready to just pounce on the track once again for another 11 laps of action. We have partially reversed grid, so we have the Dane and the American on the front row. I think that's Echo and Powers? Looks like Echo and Powers. As we are away once again, Mr. Bob just splits the gap with the Magnet following suit. Gem on the inside, he doesn't have any space. Mr. Bob just flies away, as the rest of our grid will have to sort themselves out into turn 1. Mr. Bob trying to pinch a little bit, Powers having none of it. As the grid proceeds after turn 1, we're still 2 wide, maybe 3 wide. We have a little bit of wall ride. Magnet is looking for a pass on the inside. He'll have to brake late, and Powers gives him nothing, absolutely nothing to play with. Good defense from the American, who is now going to be looking for maybe a pass for the lead. No, he decides against it. Oh, Mr. Bob in the wall. Oh, this is a problem. This is a big problem. We have,
oh no!
We have a parking lot here at the hairpin at POW, with the Magnet just just being moved out of the way. Yikes!
I do love how for a split second there, it looked like people were going to stop and actually, you know, simulate an actual race. But then at some point, I don't know who, we'll see in replay, decided, fuck it, foot to the floor, boosh, pushing through, and everyone just kind of followed him through. Oh gosh, hold the door indeed. Another full course yellow. No one is surprised. I mean, this track, reverse grid is always getting a bit spicy, but this track was definitely going to be one where it got really spicy, especially having fast drivers in the back.
I guess.
Speaking of,
I guess Neon heard us regarding the slow drivers. He just decides to fucking just go for the gap. He was pinched out, so he had to slow down, losing a few positions. Jesus Christ! Both Deep Snot Motorsports drivers just decided to go. Fuck it, we're going. Neon touched the wall a little bit, but still saved himself with an okay start. Here's the point of view of the leader. Echo 51 just being swarmed by angry Germans. That was terrible. Not a good start. Everybody just passing through. Not even just the Mercs with the rear-wheel drive, but just other vehicles. We see Fords. We see Hyundai.
couple Toyotas. It's Ford, Toyota,
BMW,
the other one,
and
BMW, and what?
What's the fourth one?
We should know this. It's our series.
Wait, Events is 125. Focus. What the fuck?
I don't remember.
It's another Japanese one.
Is it? Is it a Honda?
I think so. the ugly face.
That's all these cars, as we see the Calamity now.
Oh,
yeah.
Yep.
Just pushing through.
Yep.
Yeah, it is a Honda. There it goes. Yeah,
there it is.
Honda, right there, right on the back of his car, just for us idiots. Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
That's a parking lot, and that's just moving the car out of the way. It looks like a post-Soviet effort, as we see me on the right, Maestro on the left, and there is Gunses. So 3 cars pushing Magnet were the Soviet bloc, basically.
Russia and the CIS working together.
The cleanup crew, as we see another perspective from Maestro.
I thought that was Spetsnaz.
Call it whatever you want. We're gonna get you.
One way or another.
Maestro just mounts the curb.
Oh my.
And just throttles it up.
Physics. Just straight through. Oh my lord. Yeah, that was a bit of a party going on there. And yeah, like everybody starts pushing through, and so it's kind of like, well, I guess we're just going together, and you went. So we now see the review from Neon Tiger, whose early effort was undone, and then, well, got to see this little calamity going on.
He just slows down. He just doesn't want any of this.
Yeah. I'm done, guys. Peace. So after all of that specialness, where do we have? We have Mr. Bob in the lead from Trempale. Well, a spicy driver from the zone. Then Powers, Gem, Holy Moose, and Squid. That's interesting. Goons is down in 8th. Maestro in 10th. And looks like the Natus already got a move done, and it looks like Trempale's done into the first corner. Gonna try to stick it.
That's
close.
A weird restart. Quite a few battles into turn 1, so a few drivers caught napping. As they head into turn 2.
Yeah, for sure. And there was a pass really early down the field. I think Neon on Cool K.
It was Nematis on Neon. Caught him right as the green waved, so looks like a great jump by the Dane.
Ooh! Mr. Ball makes a mistake.
Again, second time he misses the hairpin in a row. And this time everybody squeezes by. He decides to move. Oh, there's more Calamity in the back. That's Neon and Cool K. Kind of block. Oh. I think Race Control is fed up. We have a red flag and the race is suspended. Drivers are to return to pit lane. This lap will not count, so we're gonna add a lap to the race.
When you said drivers are I thought you were about to say drivers are retarded.
We'll leave it to Race Control to decide.
Who was Race Control for this?
Psych.
Oh god, I can just see him up there. Why the fuck are you doing this to me? Scheiße. Pushing the red button. Oh man. But yeah, no, I mean the Mr. Bob mistake was there and then kind of rejoined a little bit vigorously, let's say, and caused a bit of a calamity further down, so everyone has to now return to the pit.
The worst pit lane.
Question mark?
The worst pit lane in the history of humanity, which is basically an intersection.
Yeah, basically, turn on your indicators, girls. We're making a turn into grandmother's house. Almost literally into grandmother's house. She's in one of those post-Soviet looking flats that you love to see around Western Europe these days because, well, reasons. And the flashing lights up. What's the fucking...
Magnet is not impressed with Neon's pit lane.
He's just running people over just for the hell of it. Fuck it. I'm done.
And there is Race Control, by the way, right in the pit lane behind all of these drivers.
DTM style pit stop, just run over all the pickers.
Alright, so we're under red flag, so the drivers are told to cool the fuck down and just think about what they've done for a couple of minutes, looks like. Yikes, so these couple of laps were something else. Lots of calamity. We had about 20 seconds of green flag racing, and that was too much for the drivers to keep the cars going the right way.
And what were we saying at the end of race 2 where it was getting cleaner?
Yeah, scratch that.
So much for that. Normal service resumed in the BTCC series, and so we're gonna get a look here at the mistake from Mr. Bob. Just too deep,
too hot.
Too hot. Yep. That's hot. And now we get a view from Neon, who got caught up in the collapse. Then he pulls.
Oh, he got turned.
No, he just got turned. Yeah, related to Mr. Bob. So I misspoke. I'm sorry, Mr. Bob.
Cool K just
just Cool K
taps him in the rear when the car is the most unsettled. Yeah, that would turn the rear-wheel drive car around real fast. That's a replay from... Is it under caution? Oh no, that's just Magnet arriving to that parking lot. I guess that's what might have triggered the red flag, because the track was completely blocked.
Yeah, it looked like Neon didn't want to go because he didn't want to hit Cool K, and Cool K didn't want to go because he didn't know what to do, so... probably a smart move for Race Control to intervene there, as we get a nice little view of POW, I'm never going to get tired of saying that. What this is going to do, that's going to... Because of the calamity, we had some people getting spread out. Now everyone's back together, and so more touching will resume, I assume. It's just a matter of how vigorous, and will it end badly for any of the parties involved?
Yeah, it's not gonna be fun for restart, so my bet is gonna be more shenanigans in the laps after the red flag, if we're gonna proceed with the race even, because I'm not sure the race controller would want the race restarted after all that happened. Just give up on them. Give the points for 2 races and move on to the next weekend.
Fair enough, but I mean, with a mixed grid here, I mean, we see the 2 CDM cars upper mid grid. So if they try to do another one of their quick blitzes and get a little bit tricky with teamwork, I have to say though, they're the first team I've seen since you and I actually executing that well, and so credit where it's due. The whole using each other's to manipulate the field kind of thing.
Yep, no, we patted.
It's like, hey, I'm gonna hold this guy up for you. Okay. Like, I've not seen many teams in this series or other series doing that. As you get another replay here of the incident that caught flag Mr. Bob getting way too deep into the corner, and yeah, and then resulting calamity behind, unrelated. Neon Tiger getting tapped by Cool K and just turned around. And to be honest, of all the incidents we could have had a red flag for, this seems a little mild. But I guess race control went very German, and you shall not have any fun here, yeah. And,
it looks like the race control was just fed up, because we just came off the full course yellow. Had full course yellow in every single goddamn race so far. So probably just to cool the drivers down at this point.
Probably so. Here we get another replay.
They were not having.
Arriving.
Yeah, they were not having the cleanest race.
Uh-huh.
All right, we're still under red flag conditions here at Bao. Hopefully the race is gonna be resumed. We have we have 10 laps to go, as lap 2 was invalidated due to red flag. The race, if it's gonna get restarted, is gonna restart after the yellow flag. Under yellow flag. It looks like the drivers are starting their engines. There we go. There it is. Full course yellow. So the drivers are leaving the pit lane and slowly aligning themselves on the racetrack. We are ready to restart the race. It's gonna be a line restart. Looks like the entire grid is back out. So we're gonna have everybody ready to go. Still 15 cars there. The standings are a little bit thrown at this point, just because of the timing issues of literally nobody crossing the start-finish line, which is where the timing is.
$2 says somebody's gonna hit the wall trying to warm their tires. Okay. Graphical glitch. I was about to say, if Trembale does that right after I said that.
Yeah. Would be bad from commentating anything from that point forward.
Hey, is this the point where Sharky just loses the and flies off the track? What? like that Red Bull back in China, back in what was that, 2010 or something, or 11?
Yep.
Both tires just fly off.
And so looks like
the good old days of
sorry for that. Looks like we're getting a full lap of shame for the drivers as we are heading into the final sector of a track. Maybe we're just gonna finish the race on the full course yellow. Oh, never mind. It'd be a good idea to just let them drive at 100 kilometers an hour, just abide to the speed limit, just finish the goddamn race. But no, we are going green once again. Trample from Powers from Gemini as we restart the race for the 3rd time this race. Mr. Bob is having a good jump on Matt, some Brit action. Matt is way too hard! Sideways into the wall, boys! He didn't even make it one turn. Oh, they're still piling. Oh, come on! And they're still piling up. What are you doing, guys?
Oh my God. What the fuck is happening? If this isn't another red, I'm gonna I don't know what to say. Oh my God. It's a straight section of
Oh, we're back on the full course yellow.
Poor Psycho should just be like, really, guys? What the fuck?
Oh boy, that's yet another full course yellow. That's gonna be 5th of the weekend and 3rd of a race, and we are, what, 3 laps in?
Something like. So what the fuck even happened? So Matt's getting overtaken and
way
just
too hard.
understeer?
Just way too hard. There's one line through there, and yeah, too much throttle. And from behind, That's Skulky trying to avoid, hits the wall and bounces right back. There is Magnet. I bet we're gonna see that's the replay from Magnet. Still applies throttle, now applies brake.
Nothing you can do.
And there is Neon. He must have gotten some sort of warning. He still takes it at race speed, still accelerates, and now brakes, but it's too late. Tire lockup, and into the pile he goes.
Yeah, that was special.
So let's see.
Nothing else to say about that. That was special.
Let's see if we're gonna go green again. I'm not even sure anymore.
Yeah, what even is this race?
It's race 3 at POW. Oh boy.
Oh, okay, Crofty. Thank you for saying the obvious. Go back to your hole now.
Oh, we're going green.
Did you know, Martin, that when it rains, it is wet?
But did they touch Martin?
Oh, I feel so bad for Martin because he's such a great commentator and a great guy, and he has to deal with. Crofty's a nice guy too, but
oh, Gem is going for it. Gem is going for it in the kink. Are we doing this again? We just had a massive incident. Powers thankfully stays off the wall. Gem with, well, good move. Ill-advised after all this wrecking, but he made it stick, and he's now in P2, right behind Trampel. As at the middle of a grid, we have 2 wide, 2 deep with 2 CDM cars on the outside of a turn. Maestro using the wall a little bit, getting side by side with Echo. Echo just moves him out of the freaking way. You're not using walls on my watch, bitch. As now Maestro and Guns is side by side, they're not giving each other any space. And still not giving any space. Pushing and grind.
You're back there just like, guys, let me be through. But yeah, no, to be fair to Gem, I mean, he was far enough ahead that he didn't see the calamity that caused that last full course yellow. So not necessarily ill-advised if you don't know what to be ill-advised against, as we see now. Goonsis and a bush.
Oh, I see noises. Oh!
Oh no!
Oh
God!
We have a car upside.
Lien!
What are you doing? What is happening? Oh, they're still wrecking. What are you doing, boys? Oh, they're still wrecking. Why?
Oh, Psych has gotta be pissed. What the hell even happened? I knew when we got that bush angle that something was going on, because it's like, never picks that camera angle, and all of a sudden...
No, that's not a glitch, thank fuck. We might see race control just getting out of their car onto the track and throwing shit at the drivers. Because, Jesus Christ, that's the 4th full course yellow in 4 laps. What even happened? We had a car roll over at this point. This is getting worse and worse progressively since the red flag.
I mean, and Goonsis was one of the cars involved. Goonsis was the one that rolled over. And so, something... He's not one to just completely screw up all the time. Something had to have gone pretty bad. So here's a replay from Spooky Squid's perspective of something else. This isn't that incident.
Looks like he started that.
He started one of them, yeah.
He's facing the wrong way. There is Goonsis.
Oh, is this the incident?
Yeah, it looks like it's the same incident. There it goes. There goes Goonsis all across the hood of the car in the hood.
It looks like one of those Russian dash cam really low speed flip over.
There's the Latvian's perspective. He just got caught on the hood and just with a perfect flip. What happened next?
That was impressive.
He just reverses to Mr. Bob.
What are you doing, Goons? Goons says, please. So, alright, here's a view from you as we go around here. As a little bit sideways there, but nicely caught. And then all of a sudden, in the hood, over the hood, around the hood. As we have now an even further back.
There's Bob. He was a part of this. He slowed down, and all of a sudden, there are cars reversing into him. And once again, cars reversing into him. What Goonsis? What in the world?
Yeah, that wasn't Goonsis' brightest moment, not gonna lie.
And there is Nemesis that was not even a part of this all. Just seems that...
He's like, oh, fuck me!
Imagine racing all by yourself and then all of a sudden just this pile with cars flipping and shit. And there's Magnet. Oh, he never saw those coming. He tried to overtake Neon and all of a sudden there is a Latvian across the track.
And now Nemate is just very slowly
That's under
wrecking
caution.
himself.
That's under caution.
How? Oh my god.
So, it looks like
turn to full speed for the one more lap, then we go back to full yellow. Yeah.
looks like Race Control is hellbent on finishing this through hell or high water. As we're going green once again, this time not even waiting for the end of a lap, because fuck you, that's why. I mean...
Well, I mean, it's not like they're gonna make a lap.
So we might as well fit 2 full course yellows in 1 lap. We're going for records here, boys.
Indeed.
Looks like Neon lost a few positions, so maybe there was another incident. Jesus Christ, Gem was going for it. That's a battle for the lead between Gemini and Trampale. Gem has all the overspeed in the world. He's going around the outside. He's gonna have to go the long way around as Gemini is holding the inside line. They're going side by side, a little bit of a wall smack, but keeps it in line, though no space to go. Good defense from Trampale. As they're going through the short straight between turn 1 and turn 2, looks like their line of stern as of yet, and there's Mr. Bob facing the wrong way again. Oh boy. He rejoins relatively painless compared to all the other incidents. He's down to 14th place. Looks like you can win this race from dead last, judged by how the entire goddamn field is in the wall. Speaking of which, here's Moose trying this track in reverse now.
It might actually be safer.
Did we just see Mr. Bob on the wall?
Yeah, I think we did, yeah.
Right, okay. Is it too late to install speed limiters on these cars? Oh, there's Trampale! There's the German losing the lead. What is going on?
As I said, he's
consistently inconsistent, as we saw.
I mean, that was our motto back in the day.
Looks like not anymore. I had like 5 spins in the span of half a lap. So looks like we proceed with red.
Oh,
make it 6.
Speaking of,
make it 6. Oh, just squeezing by. Looks like the boys just kept tracking, but now they're just doing it by themselves without a massive yikes.
Just like, is it safe to drive now? There's a staircase that looks like a massive lady part.
Did we give up on racing altogether?
I think so. I think at this point, you guys should take up gardening or something. I don't know. Just as Neon. I don't. Oh, Neon's. You just see the arrows and then see the camera shaking.
That's Cookie just keeping him on the wall. Just stay there, bud.
No, you stay there. That's where you belong. It is your home now.
So there's Mr. Bob. Going a little bit too hard. He's on the wrong side for this turn. So he clips the curb and goes for a long on right before the turn where it's customary to wreck.
And then the Holy Moose going into turn 2. Ooh, no.
Clips the curb. Oh, that's a heavy impact.
That was painful to watch. Now Mr. Bob is going to clip a little bit, or no, it just gets too hot.
Oh. Way too hard into turn 1. There's ex-leader Trampale.
Oh,
among all the carnage, he managed to wreck without hitting anything. He just spun, and there is the view from Gemini behind. That's just a lazy spin on the throttle.
Yep, yeah, you could hear them pick up the throttle really quickly. Then Gem, kept out nicely. I thought he was going to go in the wall there and be like, and from you, too hot or too much curve?
The same place.
That little protrusion. Yep. Protrusion, yeah.
That ad board needs to die, as I think it caught like half the grid by now.
Pretty much.
There is.
Casino is coming around, and surprise, there's a Russian in the way.
Nice avoidance, didn't even touch the wall.
Yeah.
Nicely held by the Latvian. We returned to racing. No full course yellows. I think the race control just walked out on us. Not even bothering.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past Psych at this point just to say, fuck it, I'm done.
You deal with your shit by yourself.
You just see him getting in the medical helicopter. I'm going to take this now. Just flies away.
I need emergency champagne. We have 4 and a bit laps to go in this race. We have Powers and Squid here, duking out for 4th place. Powers still holding the fort rather well. Oh, he just decided to give it to Squid. Didn't want to close the gap. Powers is being safe. He wants some points, and he knows how much calamity there's been. He just basically gave it to Squid here.
Yeah, pretty much Squid's on a flyer. Let's see, gaps wise. Trampell's pretty close to Gem. Other than that, and there's Squid and Powers. We just saw that. Echo and the Holy Moose, which we're looking at now, is also very close. With the Matus only second behind. Ish.
Yeah, we have the Scandinavian 3-way dance here. Moose is looking for a way past a Honda of Nimedas before he becomes the meat in the Danish sandwich, or shall I say the meatball.
Oh my, that's rude.
Bit racist, I know. Either way,
I was going for something else there. Okay, we'll go with it.
I didn't say meatballs.
Okay, moving on. Before we get banned from YouTube.
Again.
What can, yeah. Oops.
It looks like Moose is a little bit slower than usual. That allows Echo to catch up. There is the battle for top 10 as me and Magnet together again. Different part of a track, same duo. Oh, that's Gem!
How many?
That's Gemknight, that's our leader in the wall.
How many spins was that? And also, how was Trempale 6? Okay, there we go. Now it's.
Yeah.
Now I was about to say, how is he still?
Yeah, now it's back to 2. It looks like Trempale had an issue all on his own again because he lost 4 seconds only to gain 4 seconds back. Both these times are atrocious. So yeah, that helps Maestro close the gap.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, I was about to say, I don't think 7 seconds is doable, considering all the other shit that's been going on. I mean, it might not be 7 seconds.
Yeah, he just gained 5 per lap. As Echo proceeds to defend against the angry Swede. Looks like Moose is faster, but not able to find a spot to overtake just yet. Overtake Nimedas. Echo behind will now be a trouble because Moose cannot just throw the car for an overtake, because if it doesn't work, he's gonna lose another position. He has to be careful. Instead of careful, he just decides to rear-end the Dane to just kind of hurry him along the way.
I guess.
Oh.
Well, using the wall there to help turn. That was creative.
That was, and it worked, because Echo is still ahead.
And that they managed to gap. They managed to. Oh god. Nope.
Moose in the wall. Kept the position, so he bounced off the wall well, but there's a gap, the safety gap for Echo now of a couple of seconds, so he can breathe easily for a little bit. Gem is flashing his lights at absolutely fucking nothing as he is leading the race, with Trempel behind him eating another 7/10 of his time, and they're now within a second of each other. 2 laps to go.
Wow. This is getting close. Who was the guy a while ago? Bound is pushed to talk to the flashlights button. Remember that? It kind of reminded me of that. It's like every time he had to push the button to talk, it was just like flashing all the lights.
That might be the case, actually.
Maybe. Oh god.
No. We knew the race had extra carnage, so it's only a matter of time Trempel spawned the second time. Now he finds himself in a battle with Maestro at the hairpin. Maestro sweeps around the outside. Looks like in a hairpin, the outside line is a preferred line, as we have the attack from Nimedas on Moose. Wow! Under brake and shuts the door. No way for the Swede to get back into it. Brilliant overtake.
That was unexpected.
Brilliant overtake by Nimedas, but they're all going so slow that now there's Gunses behind all of them. That's a 4-way dance for P6 now.
Getting intense. Getting very intense.
Moose is loose again.
He has the loose caboose, what can you say? One of these days, that's going to get like out into public, and he's going to have some questions to answer. But today is not that day. So now we, as you said, have a four-way dance with Goons closing in on the rear.
The leader has
I wouldn't
started.
be surprised if
Yep. The leader started the final lap, so they only have one time around this track to figure it out. So that's gonna be juicy now.
Indeed. Well, Goons is already looking to make number 1 go. And there it goes. And now he's going to land at number 2. We shall see.
Not in public. Jesus.
Well, unless you're in San Francisco, in which case they let you do that on the street.
Oh boy. Meanwhile, the Danes are going at it. Teammates are not really kind to each other, as looks like Nemedis finalized his pass on Echo. 2 positions gained for Nemedis in a couple of laps. It's great for him.
If they were smart, they would just go inside-outside, and you can pretty much block the entire track.
I mean, Gunses was punted out of the way by Squid. I have no reasons to believe Gunses wouldn't just do otherwise to one of them.
Yeah, just gently move one of them a little, let's say.
So,
yeah, I wouldn't put it past him.
Looks like a great overtake by Nemedis, but now that puts Echo under fire from the Latvian as we switch to our leader, who is about to take the checkered flag. Gem Knight, with a couple of not the best races in the world, finally manages to squeeze through the field and claim a victory for the American number 15. No time to celebrate as we're moving right back to this battle for P7 between Echo and Gunses. That's gonna go all the way to the line. Gunses has to have a good exit out of this turn. He does! He has a better exit, but I think he had to check up a little bit because Echo was a little bit too slow. They go into the line. Moose is behind. Is anybody gonna have an outdraft? Moose is looking on the outside, but nothing's gonna come out of it. Great battle right to the very end. We have another battle. Mr. Bob is right behind Neon Tiger. That's for 13th place. They're coming out. Neon is a little bit sideways, so Mr. Bob is basically sniffing his exhaust, trying the inside line. He'll have to just try to cut inside. He doesn't, and no draft here at all. As the cars finish as they are, Cool K is gonna calmly finish the race in the last place. So race 3 had literally everything. Yeah,
that was a little insane. Not gonna lie, that was a little insane.
The Gem Knight claims victory for J&J Motorsports, another win for the team. But for Gem, I believe that's the first victory. Just 81 points, and now he's in top 10 in the championship. We're gonna have complete standings for you in a moment. But great effort by the American. Held the fort with the battle with Trampel, just waited for the mistake from a German and capitalized on that as he gets a little bit of congratulation and a honk from Maestro. A little bit of sportsmanship when we didn't expect any.
Yeah, no, right? Yeah, no, it definitely interesting seeing another, like, not one of the names you see percolate their way up to the top, but hey, we did it in the end. As well, we managed to survive somehow, going through it all with Gem Knight taking victory in front of Ponchik and Trempale making up the top 3. Trempale being consistently inconsistent, as he always inconsistent. Spooky Squid in 4th with powers 2,440, and made it Echo 51 Gooses to Holy, or the, well, it is the, but it's the 3 Holy Moose and then you.
And then you.
I had a joke in this part.
Magnet finished just outside top 10 with Matt behind him. Neon Tiger held off. Mr. Bob just 2/10 difference at the line, and Cool K just manages to stay on the lead lap. In P15, nobody DNF from that race, despite basically more calamity than racing history has ever seen before, which is impressive. Everybody decided to just tough it out till the end. As we see the Drivers' Championship after 5 weekends, Maestro on top of the table, behind him Gunses 14 points, Mr. Bob just behind Gunses 4 points behind with 178. Sharky drops all the way down to 4th now with a Trampel behind him. Spooky Squid with great weekend up to 6th, Neon Tiger on 7th, Smart Pipe still in 8th, Potato Head Run in 9th, and Gem Knight with his victory, as we said, up in top 10.
Following him is Nemedis in P11, and then Magneto West, the Holy Moose. Georgian Echo 51, Kolke, G-Man, 197,002, Cartwheel PC 200, and Powers 2440. Haven't seen G-Man in a while.
Yeah, definitely. He did the 10 a few races, but I believe he'll come back. I'm not sure. To the rear of the great NCWG with 22 points, Psychedelics gave up on racing, though he'd probably be on the track than managing these people. Tied with him for 22nd is Rotrix 2, Viperion with a couple points, in Carstrand in 25th with a singular point, and Alex Nessie decides to participate with no points at all.
And now for the Constructors' Championships, they lead 41 points ahead of PureTech Racing 1, J&J Motorsports in the Hood, 18, PureTech Racing 2, creative names of their fellows, Apex Racing, Predator, whatever, Inebriated, that's me, Backmarkers Racing, Raspberries Racing, and then Somalian Space Alpacas with a whole 2 points to their name.
It's been a interesting weekend, let's just say. Lots of wrecking, lots of racing, and I guess we're gonna be moving forward, me, Ilya Bawanski, and my partner Matthew Ruda next week. Hopefully cleaner racing, but nevertheless, just as intense. And on that note, goodbye.
See you guys later in another 6 months when we have a good one. Bye.
I'll thankfully cut out.